Sports Talk 1080 The Team Orlando's Tuck and O'Neill with Mike Tuck. I'm Jerry O'Neill. Got the football out. We're still talking a little football. Mike Tuck, in my opinion as a broadcaster, is an excellent writer. He has a blog every day up online at our website. What's the website that they found here?
SportsTalkFlorida.com.
Outstanding writer.
This feels like a total setup.
This week, though, I have found something of your prose that is garbage. Mike,
Jer,
to me you come across as a beginner when you put up this garbage week to week of your college football picks. He's got Northwestern in his top 4. 2 words. Enough said. Defend it.
Northwestern in the top 4?
Yeah.
Well, I would say that they're 5-0. There are 20 unbeatens left in America. They're one of them. They've beaten Stanford at home. They beat Duke on the road. They beat Minnesota, shut them out this week. They have the number 1 defense in the country to this point in the season, which I was just reading today. It's the 20-year anniversary of that Northwestern team that went to the Rose Bowl with Pat Fitzgerald as a player, now the coach.
How'd they do?
They actually had the number 1 defense in America that year, too. I was unaware of that. I don't remember it.
I'm being blown out of the room by stats.
A good start. Good start, man. How can you complain about that start?
No, I'm not complaining about the start.
All right.
Congratulations. Hey, you know what?
I mean, I'm not predicting who's going to be in the top 4 at the end of the year. You are aware of that, right? Just so we're all clear on this.
It's too volatile.
It's not a prediction of who's going to be in top 4 at the end of the year.
What does Northwestern have to do to stay top 4? I mean, as long as they win it, they got to be in your top 4?
Not necessarily.
Oh, no. This week, let's see, Northwestern at Michigan.
They're not going to hurt their chances this week if they beat Michigan.
Obviously, they would improve their chances, right?
Absolutely.
Because the way Michigan has played, especially as of late. I think your picks, honestly, are too volatile. I mean, nobody in America has Northwestern in the top 4. Who have you had up there before?
Why would I care what anyone else in America has? It's my top 4.
Right, and I'm calling it out. I'm challenging you that nobody else in America thinks, including Northwestern players, that they're top 4 in America.
They've earned it to this point, though.
They really haven't.
No, they have, I think, is the way I view it. You can't tell me how I view something differently than you view it.
I can challenge your views.
I feel as though they've earned it. And look, you want to compare it to a couple other teams in the Big Ten, because obviously that's what the pollsters have. They have Michigan State and Ohio State.
Right.
What have those 2 teams done to this point in the season to deserve any credit whatsoever, except for being ranked high in the preseason?
See, one of the things that you don't factor in my opinion, honestly, is whether you agree with it or not. You don't take a look at the talent that's come back, and even though they may have been challenged, they're the ones with the target on their back. They get the A game from all of their opponents every week. There are a lot of teams like that. You know, I'm not suggesting that only the top 2 in a particular conference or the highest rated get that. But, yeah, I think you have to factor that in. It's about winning. It's not always about winning, by Baylor scores.
I don't have a team that's lost ahead of them, though. I mean, that's my argument. I'm not putting some nobody in front of them that has multiple losses.
So you think
the team I have in front has wins. Michigan State had to hold off Purdue.
Right.
Purdue, you know how bad Purdue is, and it's not just that game. I'm just telling you about last week.
Ohio State had to hold off Indiana, who hadn't lost.
In Northern Illinois, they had to hold off the week before that.
Right.
Who went and lost to Boston College. I mean,
you're telling
neither team. If you're watching the games, all I'm trying to impress on people is if you're watching the games, you can't tell me those 2 teams are playing like top 4 teams. They're not. It's not even close. Just watch the games.
But you think. I'm asking you. Your poll has Northwestern in the top 4. So they would beat all these other teams below them.
As of right now, they've beaten the teams they've played. They've earned their ranking. Again,
anybody
they have
got a Q-tip?
Number 1 defense in America.
Ears.
Number 1 defense in America.
That is such an asinine statement
Jerry,
at this point of the season against the competition. Please.
We did something like this 3 weeks ago, and you laughed at me when I said Oklahoma was better than Oregon. How's Oregon doing, by the way? You made it sound like I was the idiot that didn't watch college football. How are the Ducks doing? You still feel good about them being up in the top 4?
Well, you could put that.
I'm just saying.
You could put that little anecdote out there.
Just because we thought the team was going to be good.
Can I get back to the discussion here?
You want to ask me? Do I think Northwestern is better than the other 124 teams?
Who's favored? Alabama, once beaten, or Northwestern? Head-to-head, neutral side.
Alabama
let's play it in Chicago.
Alabama's been favored in every game for the last 5 years.
Okay.
It doesn't mean they've won every game, right?
Who do you think would win the game?
I picked Baylor to win the national title.
You
right?
must think.
Listen for a second. Just listen. I picked Baylor to win the national title. I don't have Baylor in my top 4 because they haven't earned a spot in the top 4 yet, is the way I view it.
I'm not talking about anything you've done.
That's exactly
except
what
this
you're
week.
talking about, though.
No,
it's
not.
If you ask me who I think the best team in America is, I pick Baylor. I think Baylor is going to be the best team at the end of the day. But they haven't earned it to this point. I'm only talking about what we've seen through 5 weeks of the season. That's it. It doesn't even matter what I think in this matchup that you just create.
I just think that
has nothing to do with these rankings.
There's a flaw.
What's the flaw? What's your ranking then? What's your ranking?
I don't do damn rankings.
Oh, well, you can complain about mine, but you don't have your own?
I don't do them, okay?
Oh, why? Because you'd be afraid I'd complain about them and tell you how wrong they are?
No, trust me, I would not have any fear at that at all. What I do is look at yours and find them flawed. And if you tell me that Northwestern...
So you'd have Alabama in the top 4? I want to go back to that. Would Alabama be in the top 4?
I thought I was in the middle of a sentence.
I wasn't that interested in the sentence. So
really?
Would Alabama be in the top 4?
Because you know why? Because I'm painting you in a corner.
Would Alabama be in the top 4?
I'm calling you out.
Would Alabama be in the top 4?
And you can't defend it.
Would Alabama be in the top 4?
Weekdays 3
Would
to
Alabama
6.
be in the top 4?
We are Tuck and O'Neill.
I'm going to have to keep asking this on the radio. Is Alabama in your top 4, Jerry?
We're Sports Talk 1080 The Team Orlando.